The Civil Aviation Ministry has issued a show cause notice to IndiGo airline and Mumbai International Airport after a video of passengers eating on the airport's tarmac surfaced on social media platforms. The Civil Aviation Minister, Jyotiraditya Scindia, convened a meeting late last evening on the matter. An official statement said the Bureau of Civil Aviation and the Security issued the notice to IndiGo and the airport earlier today. Now, IndiGo allowed, remember, passengers to disembark from the flight 6E2195 and then boarded them on the flight 6C2091 on 15th of January at the Mumbai airport without following the due procedure and the security screening that as per the notice that they have been issued at this point. Further, the incident was not reported to BCAS by the aircraft operators, which violates Rule 51 of the Aircraft Rules 2023, subsequent to which IndiGo has now been served a show cause notice. IndiGo will have to reply on why, number one, it allowed the passengers to disembark, number two, why were they seen eating at the tarmac. Kartik Malhotra joining us here on the show. Kartik, interestingly, I mean, of all the incidents, this of course was one of them that has surfaced in the past couple of days. Show cause notice issued to IndiGo. What has IndiGo got to say?
So, I think we'll have to wait for IndiGo's reply, but the question is fairly obvious because the rules issued by DGCA are very clear. Passengers can embark or disembark an aircraft only once the aircraft is in the parking bay. Now, if the aircraft is in the parking bay, you're either using the aero bridge or you're using the staircase or slope, as the case may be. In the case of IndiGo, I think it's a slope, not the staircase, and only at the parking bay, and the parking bay will then take them to buses which will take them right into the terminal or the terminal building. I think the question is fairly fair and square that you have flouted the rules, and if the aircraft is not in a parking bay, how have you allowed them to come down either in the tarmac, on the tarmac, or in the taxiway, which are as dangerous because there could be items left behind. There could be obstructions created and passengers could actually run around and disrupt other operations which are ongoing at the airport. So, obviously, it's a major lapse when it comes to flouting of rules and norms, and also seems like a security issue because the same passengers were then put on another aircraft bypassing the security channels once again. You haven't done another security clearance and you have entered another aircraft. So, I think very valid questions. This video surfaced yesterday and we saw it, and it's a fairly obvious question to ask because it doesn't make any sense for passengers to be sitting on the tarmac. I mean, you know, these were days back in, I think, late 1990s, early 2000s, when the terminal and the aircraft would be so close to each other that you would not have a bus or you would not have the the walkway that connects the aircraft and the terminal. But and you could literally walk inside the terminal or walk to the aircraft, but that has been done away with for decades now. So, obviously, a serious lapse there when it comes to just protocol being followed.
Okay, so this is apparently one of the, as I mentioned, show cause notices that perhaps IndiGo will have to respond to. But I mean, look at what has unfolded in the past 48 hours, and we're bringing all those details to our viewers here. Of the various other incidents that have happened, one of the incidents which also got IndiGo a lot of popularity or infamy for that matter was where one of their employees was attacked by a flyer who was inside, was waiting for 13 hours to disembark in Goa. That did not happen, and perhaps IndiGo also took notice of that particular incident and has taken action against that flyer.
Of course, so that passenger has been arrested by the Delhi police and has been put on the no-fly list by IndiGo. So, obviously, yeah, I mean, we've seen a spate of issues. In fact, yesterday at the Terminal 3 of the Delhi airport, you had passengers shouting shame, shame, shame on, on airlines in general. But I think what Mr. Kothari did was obviously unfortunate, uncalled for and totally unjustifiable.
Absolutely. And IndiGo continues to be in the news. It is in fact trending on social media since yesterday for all the delays in the flight that it has seen, and the passengers, some of whom are, by the way, film stars, are suggesting that they are going to sue IndiGo for the mental agony and the torture that they had to go through. So that continues to be in the news, and IndiGo, of course, in the news for all the right and the wrong reasons for the past 24 hours.